Okay, doctor, pues going back again.
Yeah.
Because we record everything without the microphone.
It happens. Technical.
So you said you were going back to work, right? You're going to work right now.
Yeah, in a few hours I'm going to clock into work. I work at an ER, so.
You said work 7 to 7, right?
Yeah, tonight I'll be working.
So are you like in like the first people to come in, like ER, like emergency rooms or what?
Yeah, pretty much. So like people come in, having all sorts of problems, whether it be, heart attacks, strokes, gunshots, people having some problems with their intestines, so they have a skin rash. You see like the whole spectrum. You see the simplest things that people I googled it and it's nothing.
Man, it's not the same thing.
Yeah, it's not the same thing. And then people come in like, no, you're legit having a heart attack or something. So yeah, you kind of see everything. So it's never a dull day. You see everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
I can imagine. My brother is a doctor too. He works in actually San Antonio. He's younger than me also.
Okay.
How old are you though?
I'm 29. I'm about to be 30.
Okay, 33 right now. So he's 26 or something. He's a doctor too he's a dermatologist or something that he specializes in like the people who check if you had cancer or not.
Oh, okay.
Pathologist or something?
Yeah, pathologist. Wow.
So
that's awesome.
Which is the watch? Yeah, okay. You were wearing your back gear today. So
yeah. So I showed one.
Let's go back to the point. I mean, it's mainly the watch and stuff. So that's cool, man. You work in the medical industry. So how do you start collecting watches? So how everything started for you was like something you have seen like from your father, or it's something completely new, or how everything went for you? How did you start collection?
I've always, ever since I was a kid, I've always liked watches. I've always had I remember having like a Power Ranger watch or something. I always like Power Rangers or like something like that. So or a Ninja Turtle watch or something like that. Those like small little plastic watches that I used to get like at McDonald's or something like that. I used to always like watches, always. And as like time
the regrets.
Huh?
Have you seen the Rugrats?
That one I've always...
I was about to buy the whole collection on eBay. It wasn't not that expensive. It was like $20 each one.
Yeah.
So I was like, just to have like for decorations.
Yeah, and then more than anything of the nostalgia of it, it reminds you of everything. And I think that's exactly. And I think in the essence of it all, right? Like when it comes down to like this hobby, this passion that we have of watch collecting. Ultimately, what we're buying when we buy these watches is you're buying a feeling. You're buying how the watch makes you feel when you see it. You're the appreciation that you have for it. Because at that point, the design language and being in all the mechanisms and stuff like that, and you can get lost in all of that, and you're just you become so fascinated with watches, and that's kind of like the way I really like the way the current state of my collection right now, because I have the whole spectrum.
One of each.
Yeah, I have a whole spectrum. So like for example, I have a G-Shock, like going from all the watches I have. Right, I have a G-Shock. I have an Apple Watch. I have a Hamilton khaki field. Okay. Like the one that has like the black dial has 24-hour markers. Yes. So that's the one that I normally wear to work.
Okay.
Whenever I go, I normally slap that one on. I have it on a NATO strap. Because sometimes something will happen with like, hey, call the cardiologist because the patient's having a heart attack, whatever, right? And like, let's say they will let me know like, hey, the cardiologist called back at 1836. You don't need to worry about like, okay, 1830. You just look at your watch and you have the numbers right there. Yeah, exactly. Or like, hey,
in your case, time is sensitive.
Yeah, for documentation to know like, okay, they're 20 minutes out. We got to get such and such ready. So it's very convenient to have. That's like, for example, right? Like I bought that watch.
Something you can do really quick. You don't have to take out your phone. I mean, there's always going to be some type of convenience in those type of watches. Going back to the original question that we think what's going to happen with these watches in the future, like you said, there's always going to be a market for this stuff.
Absolutely, and if you really think, like, I don't know, in my opinion, like it's really cool because people are always wanting either like the latest and greatest, the newest. And then even now, people still want to have like a vintage watch. There's still people that look for those old vintage Seamasters or vintage, Cartier, a nice tank that the what's it called, the Cartier de Must.
Oh, Must.
And like
Tank Must. This is the new one. It used to be Tank Solo or just Tank, and then the new one is Tank Must. It's a little rounder than before. Yeah, and then what I like is that on the older ones, like the ones that are just like the whole like black dial or just like the blue dial, over time, I don't know if it's like lacquer or something like that. The material that they use for the color of the dial, it starts to crack. Yes. And it has like this really nice like spider web material or like design on it, and I think that looks so cool. Like with the weather, it's kind of like the vintage type of look of the watch, right?
Exactly.
So you have the Santos. I sold this to you, right?
Yeah, that's one I got from you.
Santos, the blue dial. This is actually a really nice looking piece, though.
Absolutely.
And it's actually a very hard in the market too, man. This is it's, well, at least in my experience, I haven't seen this in the showcase for the past year and a half, probably. Yeah. I mean, it comes in and it sells really fast.
Less than
a few days. Very nice looking piece. So
yeah.
I love this. I mean, I actually have a Santos, a two-tone. That was what my first. Well, I want to say my first kind of nice watch that I had. I was a Tank, actually. That was my first watch, Swiss watch, like all this type of market, because I used to have, like you said, G-Shocks, Moados, and all those. But talking about Cartier and up, that was one of my first watches. Then I went to Santos, and then of course I went to Rolex also.
For sure.
First very nice watch.
Yeah.
So you said this one is your first piece, right?
Yeah, that was my first ever like
36 millimeter Datejust wide dial.
Yeah, with a fluted bezel.
Fluted bezel.
Yeah.
I think a Rolex must have a fluted bezel.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's an oyster perpetual.
yeah. Like it's one of those things that it's what makes a Rolex like so iconic. I mean, so many people have done their reiterations of their diving watches and Submariners and all that other stuff. And from afar, sometimes a Submariner, even if it's a Seiko Submariner, you can't really fully tell like. Is it a Rolex or what is it? You can just tell it's a diving watch.
Yes.
But if someone's wearing a President or someone's wearing a Datejust with a fluted bezel from 20 feet away, you can it's a fluted bezel.
Oh, it's a fluted bezel.
Yeah, it's a fluted bezel with
right
a
away,
Cyclops.
get it like that.
So that's something that I liked. It's not so much for the recognition of it. It's just more. It was cool that Rolex was known for that.
Yes.
And that's the reason why I just liked it so much.
It's a very nice looking piece, and that's actually going back to you see a date and just like, oh wow, that's a Rolex. Sorry, I was talking to my friend and he was telling me about like how the market on the AP watches and stuff like that. But I would say for more like for the general public or like us, like the majority of the people, you see a date, you see what that watch represents. You see, but a lot of people see an AP or a Patek and they don't really see what it represents.
Right.
What I mean is
you see the hype of it.
They don't basically it's a watch. A Rolex is much more recognizable anywhere in the world, wherever you're going, than some other brands that are actually more expensive than a Rolex. But I think that Rolex is more like for the general public. Everybody knows a date is kind of like a very iconic watch, or like kind of like saying that you already make it or something like that. It's a gold piece.
Yeah, and I think that's that was one of the reasons why I gravitated so much towards Rolex, because of the fact that like you can ask 100 people that don't know anything about watches. What's a good watch brand? Rolex. What's a fancy watch brand? Rolex. Like they might, if you might say Fossil, Time Expiration, like no, like a very nice Rolex. And it's without having to think. You're like, why? Because they've done such a great job with their advertisement, with their marketing. I mean, and they make solid pieces, man.
The shape of the watches, man, they're very. I have a friend also. We were talking about. He was showing his collection to his kids, and he had an AP. And he was showing between the AP and the Rolex, and all the kids choose the Rolex. I don't know because of the look, like you said, the marketing, whatever the reason is. But I think it's just the shape of the watch. I think it's just something very, like I want to say. I don't think general is the word, but I think it's
just a timeless design. Like whenever someone thinks, in my opinion, whenever someone thinks like think of a watch, they're thinking of the shape of a Rolex, of a Datejust. They're not thinking, of a Hublot. They're not thinking of a square dial like a Cartier. They're thinking of a round dial, with maybe some Roman numerals on it, no skeleton dial, nothing like that. They're thinking more like something that's
actually
like
Santos was one of the first watches that were ever made to wear on the wrist.
Yeah, the first aviation watch, right?
The first aviation watch. That's what I like. I mean, I like aviation. I actually had some flight hours. I was going for my pilot license. I never really finished the classes, but I'm still there. Hopefully I'll finish soon. But I really love planes, so that's one of the main reasons I got the Santos. And it's supposedly, if you see the bracelet, it's supposed to look like the fuselage of the.
Like the what? I'm sorry.
The fuselage in Spanish.
Okay.
Fuselage, kind of like this screws are supposed to look like the planes.
Okay, so like kind of like the nails that they use for putting the sheets of metal together.
The fuselage is basically like the front of the planes. They used to have these type of screws. I don't know if now still have this type of chase, but in the past they used to have these screws. So I think it's one of the first kind of planes that were out there. I don't want to lie to you, but I think it was made for. It was called Santos Dumont.
Yeah.
He used to fly his own plane. Mm-hmm. So it was between those times within the Wright brothers and all that. So they were barely going into that. So they used to wear the pocket watches. Mm-hmm. So he was saying that he wanted something that he can be wearing and looking at the hour while he was flying his plane. Mm-hmm. So Louis Cartier, who was actually I think he was one of the sons. He was basically the one who is one of the brothers who was running the company at that time, and he was a friend of Santos Dumont. So he made the watch especially for him. Yeah. And he's one of the most iconic watches right now.
Yeah, and that guy, the Santos, he was so like well known. Like from what I've heard, he was like so well known. He was like a big like fashion icon. He was like a celebrity. That kind of did it all, and he did it like really big in aviation stuff. So when I heard about that, I was like, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
And this watch I actually got it from my wife. She, like most women nowadays, they're not looking for the small dainty watches. Yes. They want bigger watches. From time to time, I'll see her like trying to like wear my Submariner, and she's like, her wrist is like this big, and so it looked like massive on her. But she just wanted a bigger, more like elegant watch, mm-hmm. And she just started looking at watches, and she fell in love with the Santos, and it was a great addition to my collection too. So I wear it sometimes too. So I just slap on a few extra links.
You're right about that. A lot of girls are going into bigger watches now, mm-hmm. But and actually my wife is tall and she likes smaller watches. Yeah. But the thing about the bigger watches is like I don't think it's very comfortable for them. Mm-hmm. Like it could be for every day, but I think a big watch for them if they wanna. If you want something for everything, like if you want to go in a party, like a very formal party or something mm-hmm. like that, I don't think a big watch will be fine for them. And maybe a small watch will be perfect. Right. So a small wrist piece, they can actually be for everything. They can wear every day. They can go to work. They can go.
This is more for like the aesthetic.
The look of it.
Yeah,
more like an everyday kind of week regular.
And
work, whatever.
No, and that was her like influence towards it. It was like, celebrities that she liked were wearing bigger watches, and I told her like, hey, like I get it, you want to get a bigger watch.
And I've seen also girls wearing Submariners, mm-hmm. Daytonas. Mm-hmm. I've seen Daytonas. I think are one of the most popular watches worn by a woman. If I'm not mistaken. Like if it's kind of like a men watch, but it's
Yeah, like Ellen DeGeneres. Like she has an insane like Daytona collection. The talk show host, she has a whole bunch of. She has a 40.
If you ask my personal opinion, I really think it's just the fashion. It's just a jewelry piece. Yeah. And it can be. It can be whatever, man. I don't think there's a gender for any piece.
No.
I think you can be wearing a small. If you like small watch, you go ahead, wear it. Yeah. I have no problem for you wearing a small watch. Yeah. But I think it's same with girls. If they want to wear a big watch, I think it's perfect. It's but as far as I think it's this time it doesn't really matter. I have 36s, I have 40s. Yeah. I don't think I have a smaller one than a 36 probably. Yeah. And you know what? The Santos is 35.
Yeah, and actually, you have the medium one?
I have the medium one. I don't have the large.
Yeah, touching base on that, you know who had I want to say it was a tank, Muhammad Ali. He actually had a small tank, and you like most of the times guys think like I want a big watch, and like you're talking about like the best, like one of the most iconic mm-hmm. boxers had this small little like dainty watch because they just look so elegant. He just liked it. And even then, like it's one of those things too. Like the times that I've seen like well dressed in a nice tapered suit, wearing a nice like tank. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks clean, man.
I don't think the tank will never go out of date.
No,
it's been around more than 100 years.
Oh yeah, no,
more than 100 years.
It's iconic. It's iconic, and to be honest with you, I'm probably like, I don't know if I'm gonna upset or piss anybody off. The reason why I personally like this so much, in my opinion, mm-hmm. it has the elegance and it still has the same like industrial feel to it. And it's not the traditional round dial like most watches are.
Yes,
it's squared. It has the screws throughout the entire integrated bracelet. It has like brushed and polished, steel on it. It has the same, in my opinion, the same design element of something like an AP Royal Oak.
Yes.
It's very similar in that.
And also the blue dial makes it more special because I think, if I'm not mistaken, the only way, because Cartier they practically made all their dials white, or kind of silver. They don't make a lot of colors, different colors, color ones. More, lately they have been doing more color pieces, but especially these type of colors, especially the blue, they only make it on the bestsellers.
Yeah.
I think they did it in the Tank, they did it in the Santos, the Tank Ronde, I think the Ronde Solo, and what else? They did it in the Ballon Blue, probably. Majority of they don't make it on the Panthers or the regular Tanks or those regular pieces, but they do make it in the bestsellers. So it makes it really special. I really like it.
I kind of like the whole fact. I like the fact, like, in the entire watch industry, whether it be Rolex, obviously bringing back those like Stella inspired dials, Breitling. One of my favorite watches out right now has to probably be that pistachio dial chronograph.
That's a nice one.
With the brown leather strap. That watch, and on top of that too, if I'm right, it's a mechanical watch, not even an automatic watch, and has an exposed case back, and it just looks, oh my god, it looks so nice,
magnificent.
Yeah, it's a work of art, man. It's beautiful.
Which is your favorite one? Without, not going back into which is most rare, because I know the Batman, it will be more like most, but especially for you, besides the one that you got married one.
To be honest with you, even though this watch has a very special place in my heart. I got married, and this watch is my first watch. It was kind of like the gateway drug into all of this. The reason to blame for me spending all this.
That's how you that's how everything started.
That's how kind of everything started. To be honest with you, again, it's a very special watch. But the reason why I think this watch, my Bluesy, is my favorite one.
My favorite too.
For a very specific, and not so much in my opinion, this just has to be the most attractive, well-designed, appealing watch, best bang for your buck, like hands down. In my opinion, design element, the color scheme to it, everything is perfect. Yeah, everything about this watch is perfect. The way the light, reflects off of the.
I don't know why, for some reason, I've done more than probably 200 videos or something in the past year or two. For some reason, that's the must watch. The video that has most views in my channel.
Yeah, and I think because of the fact you can dress it up, obviously dress it down, you can wear it with the suit.
You can wear it with the suit, and you can wear it every day.
Everything. And shorts. A lot of times too, like people will wear
to the beach.
Yeah, everything. It's a sub, man. You can travel with it. I've traveled with this watch and everything. And the reason why I say this is my favorite watch. I bought this watch in 2020, right as I was about to start my job at the ER, and
you went to war in 2020.
Yeah. So I was literally I had just left my old job and I was signing on to my new job right before COVID came out, and it was I literally signed, and 2 weeks later, COVID-19.
Fuck, when did it?
Yeah, I know. I was like, what is about it was literally one of those things I don't know if I'm gonna die. Right, that was literally the thing. I don't know if I'm gonna die. And at this time, I had been talking to my wife, but at the time it was a girl that I was dating. I got married in 2020. A lot of things happened in 2020. So I was traveling from Brownsville to McAllen almost every day to visit her. And there's a Deutsch & Deutsch billboard past Harlingen where it has this watch.
Oh, I think I've seen it. Yes.
Yeah, so it has a blue, and every day I would drive, and I would almost every day. And every single day, I never missed that billboard. I was like, man, that watch is so beautiful. That watch is so beautiful. And I watched so many videos on it. And I was, about to start this job. I'm like, I have no idea if I'm gonna die. I'm like, what's the point of working, saving money if you don't take the time to enjoy it?
And probably a lot of people thought about.
Yeah. So it was one of those things. I'm like, look, I'm not gonna be able to travel. I'm not gonna be able. What's the point of having nice clothes? I'm not gonna be going out. Let me make this purchase now and enjoy it while I can. I don't know if I'm gonna die. This year, in a few months, and next week or something.
Yeah, because we were also care about what.
Exactly. So this watch is a remembrance for me to never take life for granted, to live life to the fullest if you can, when you can, and take the opportunity. If there's an opportunity in front of you, take it. So that's kind of what that watch will always make me it always remind me about.
This is my favorite watch of all whites. I don't have it in my collection yet, but eventually I will have it. Let me try it on. I really like it, man. I mean, this is, like you said, their colors and everything is perfect. Maybe it's not the time for me yet, but I will get it eventually.
And to be honest with you,
you have a smaller wrist than me.
Yeah.
But I like this watch.
Yeah. The reason why I like that one so much, I know they made in that same year. That's the 116313 LP.
I don't even know the
reference numbers.
The reference numbers.
My wife is
some of them. Yeah.
Shout out to my wife. She just like she just comes home and I'm just watching like YouTube videos on. That's all I do. I just learn about watches.
For me personally, that I'm the business every day. It's hard for me to. I mean, it's just, I don't have to remember all the Rolex. You know, it's all these brands and they change them every time, and then like it's crazy for me. I really like them. Just describe me the watch and I'll.
You'll know.
I'll know really quick.
Yeah, I'm really glad I got this one instead of the one that had the Smurf blue dial, the flat blue dial, because of the fact this one has the sunburst dial. So when it came down to it, I was kind of like the flat blue dial for me, the one that's on the Smurf, and they made it on Miss Bluesy for a little while. I wasn't too crazy about it. I love this. The blue sunburst dial on this has to be the best sunburst dial I've ever seen. On any watch, other than maybe like the Day-Date, the olive green dial. That was probably like another amazing, perfectly done dial. But this dial to me has to do.
Now that I see the old one, this is the 41, right? This is 40. That's a 40. Yeah. This is a 40 with the, with this type of sunburst style. Because I've seen the last one that it was kind of plain blue. I don't know if you remember.
It was flat blue. Yeah.
I was looking like, oh shit. I mean, then I was like, oh, that's the old version. Like, but this is definitely a very different game changer.
I like it a lot more because of the fact that it shines more and it adds a bit more, better contrast between the ceramic bezel and the dial. Because the other one was just flat, and it had this almost the same color scheme or same color as the bezel. And I like this one a lot more because of the fact that it just had that, obviously, the sunburst.
You have a good collection, man. You have, these 4 watches you have here are perfect pieces.
Yeah.
The Batman, of course, this is a GMT, Cartier Santos, Datejust 36, and the Blue Sub. Perfect pieces. Man, what's the next one?
To be honest with you, for me, like, I actually, like, if I'm gonna travel now, I'm gonna use my back girl. If I ever have to go into the water or something, I'm gonna use this, right? My sub. If I'm gonna go to a nice event, I don't like to really wear a sport piece. I'll probably borrow my wife's, Santos, or wear my Datejust. I like buying a watch that has a purpose to it. I know there's people that do like chronographs, Daytonas, minute repeaters, and all the other stuff. And
I've never used a chrono.
I've never used it. If you're buying a chronograph, you're gonna buy it because of the aesthetics, hands down.
Definitely.
Because of the aesthetics.
Definitely.
But for me, it adds that extra level of comfort and it lowers the buyer's remorse afterwards. When I buy a watch, I actually I can actually use this. And like the times I've worn this sub to work, if they tell me like, oh, hey, like the medication's gonna be done in 30, 40 minutes, I don't need to remember, I just turn it.
Definitely. And you have to know how to use it.
Yeah,
in your case, it's perfect. Like, there's a lot of people, they don't use it. It's kind of like the alarm. You just gotta make sure you're using it. Yeah, this is so cool, man.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. My next piece, I really like divers. I would love to get another sub. If they do bring back the new Hulk on the 41 millimeter. The reason why I like the newer ones versus the older ones, because the case is a bit slimmer and I feel that it would just fit my wrist a little bit better. The lugs are a bit more tapered. It wears a little bit nicer. So if they were to bring it back on the stainless steel bracelet, just like this, like no polished center, just like this, I think that would be probably the next piece that I would like. I'm starting to get into having a bit more color, and obviously you can tell I love blue. I like the brush finish because you don't see the scratches too much. No, yeah, that's one thing that I can definitely say I'm not a big fan of is the polished center links. You can't really see a lot of the. I'm sorry, in the polish, it just scratches if you breathe too hard. Yeah. Especially when you have this type of bracelet, the one that is deployed buckle. Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I think I would probably get a if they do release a new Hulk, I would love to get a new Hulk. That would be That would probably be like the next piece. It's a different color. It's a sub. It's a better
41
design case.
now.
Yeah, 41 new movement, everything.
Now they're gonna release new watches in 2 months, I guess.
Yeah.
Rolex is gonna release new watches in 2 months.
Yeah,
Watches and Wonders.
Watches and Wonders.
Watches and Wonders now, because I think Baselworld they get out of Baselworld or something. Right?
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh damn.
And they're going Watches and Wonders. I think it's with IP and Patek that it was kind of like the main brands from Baselworld too.
Yeah, yeah.
It would be nice to go one of those events. I wish I could go sometime.
Nice. I don't know, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I love Rolex. There are other brands that I genuinely love too. I love Tudors.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if Tudor were to just add that, obviously, you know, Rolex owns Tudor, and I think they're doing it purposefully so that way there obviously is that clear, in my opinion, a clear division between Tudor and Rolex.
Mm-hmm.
But if Tudor were to just add that little extra step or that little extra detail to their watches, I genuinely think Tudor would be the next Rolex. Like
I'm going for that. I'm actually going to a training to see what's going on, and I'm like this, bro, to buy the new Tudor, the silver case.
No, the sterling silver one.
Sterling silver.
That one's so nice,
I love it, bro. But I've never haven't pulled the trigger yet. But I'm like this to buy it.
Yeah, I think. Like, for example,
like it. I think it's going to be a nice piece in the future. I really see a lot of potential in the future, especially with all these times that we're going through right now.
Mm-hmm.
Gold and silver goes up in price, and you know, especially these type of watches, they're kind of like limited assets. So I think they're still going to continue going up in price. I don't think they're going to drop, or you know.
No.
I mean, I don't know. It's crazy.
I don't.
You don't know what's going to happen to dollars, to euros, to Bitcoin and stuff. This stuff is always going to be around.
Oh yeah, for sure. And on top of that too, like when people always are talking about like, oh, the watch market's gonna crash. No, the housing market's gonna crash. You sell houses too.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is, and would anyone ever, unless they were in a bind, would anyone be like, yeah, you know what? I think I'll sell my house for $150,000 less. No.
No.
Like no, unless there was a crisis going on or something, you needed to get rid of it. If someone is walking around with a Daytona, I'm just gonna give you an example. Market value for it right now is like 40. For if it's a Panda, if it's a Panda now, it's 51,000, 52,000. Would anyone be like, I think I want to sell for retail? No one would ever do it, right? So I'm saying this, it would take a mass majority of people to have to get to that point, right? So I genuinely don't think the market for this would ever come down. I think I'm not saying that watches aren't an investment, but you shouldn't see it as like you're just throwing money away, because it's proven that watches will have outperformed many
of them even better than the actual market, you know.
Yeah.
Some stocks in crypto.
Yeah, exactly. And don't get me wrong, like crypto and stocks are fun, and you know your mood fluctuates with as you see it. Like it's a good day, you're having a good day.
You trade?
It's a bad day.
You trade? Did you go into the wave when everything was going on? Like
a little bit, and I mean it's hectic, man. Like it's all about like the speed of information that you're available to and being able to react to it fast, having enough everything. Like it's hectic. It's a hectic lifestyle. And already with an already hectic lifestyle with work, I was like, man, this thing is insane. I mean, obviously it's extremely lucrative and profitable, but it's something that I'm just like, man, like it's a little bit out of the scope of what I feel comfortable doing, because I don't know, I'm not extremely well versed, and nor do I have enough time to like really like learn about it the way that I should to feel comfortable to make the decisions. But yeah, no, crypto and NFTs and everything, it's like it's a whole other world. It's a whole other world, man.
I don't know, man. Everything is going over there.
Yeah. No, for sure. No, and absolutely. And the way that I see it too is like people shouldn't really be afraid to. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like yes, everything's advancing. People shouldn't be too afraid to still be interested in stuff like this, because eventually everybody that's going to be making money and that stuff, like there's only so much pleasure you can get from, you know, having all these digital assets and everything digital, metal world and everything. Yeah, for sure. There's gonna come a time you're not gonna want to drive a digital car. You want to drive a real car. There's so much things you're gonna have a digital house, but you're gonna want a real house. You know, you're gonna want to actually enjoy these tangible things that you can have palpable things. You get what I'm saying? Like you're gonna want to, and the people. That's what I'm saying. The money. This is never gonna crash.
Yeah, never gonna crash. And that was kind of like the main question about the smartwatches in the future.
Yeah.
I think the sales from them are going to increase.
Oh, absolutely. The same thing like electric vehicles. Electric vehicles are always gonna be around. You know, given with everything going on, they're always gonna be around. They're always going to be popular, but there's always going to be that person that's going to want, you know, a V8, a stick shift. There's always going to be that population that's going to, you know,
claro, sí,
gonna want it.
It's going to have something different, of course. It's a different feeling of having the real one and having a fake stuff, right?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
So yeah, that's crazy, man. Let's see what's going to happen. I mean, I'm really excited to see more. I'm more excited to see which watch they're going to discontinue than which are the ones they're going to. What I think is going to happen to the. You said it's always going to be people going to go back to the original, feeling of having something like this.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, I don't think these watches will ever go out of style. People are always going to want them. They're always going to be trading for ridiculous prices. I mean, and this is my opinion, what I think should happen is the watches that Rolex is going to discontinue. They're thinking about discontinuing the Air King.
The Air King.
Maybe discontinue the Milgauss.
Yes,
right?
and really, I don't know why I want the Milgauss to be discontinued.
I mean, just because, again, in my opinion, now with watches, like back then it was revolutionary. It's like it would withstand, 1,000 Gauss, and it was, meant for all these other
Maybe
things.
a change, right?
Well, not only that, but like, I mean, most of these watches have, are resistant to electromagnetic fields. And what I'm saying is, if that kind of area has become kind of in a way, in essence, has become obsolete, right? Needing a watch for that specific reason, Air King has become somewhat obsolete. If Rolex is truly like not wanting people to, the market to be crazy as it is, discontinue those watches. The effort and time that goes into making those watches, pump out what people want. The GMTs, the subs, and everything, the Daytonas. There's more in the market, demand is going to go down because there's more, prices will go down. And after that, Rolex is going to be like, you see, we control the market. We would do what we want. You know what I mean? At that point, it's like, everyone, if Rolex...
That's kind of like to hurt the gray market.
To hurt the gray markets. They're like, these are our watches, this is our thing. Like, you're not going to continue, making the profit that you guys are making off of it because this is us. Like, you know what I mean? And if that's what they truly wanted to do, and then on top of that too, and let's say prices were to stay the way that they are. If Rolex were to make Tudor... I was going to say, like, if let's say people would say like, oh, I don't want to get a Tudor because it has the aluminum bezel, not a ceramic bezel. Okay, put a ceramic bezel on a Tudor. Make a Tudor have an adjustable clasp, what everyone's been wanting, right?
Yeah.
That you can easily adjust the clasp because it's a dining watch, right? Stuff like that. If they were to do those small little things, Tudor would, in a way, become so much more popular. It would annihilate other brands like Omega and Breitling, and people would be like, Tudor would be the next go-to, and that would be.
It's going that way.
It would, yeah, for sure. I mean,
but they will have to make some changes, I guess.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, yeah, for sure. I think if they were to do the stuff like that, it would shock everything. It would shock everything. Everybody would be like, it would shock the market. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Rolex is slowly creeping up their prices as they did in this year, and they wanted to completely 100% just change it all up and take control of it back. Take control of it again. It would just be. Yeah, it would shock the watch world.
I like it a lot. I was looking at it. I was asking. I was dying for you asking where you got this.
I got it from Wolf.
Oh, that's one of the Wolf ones.
Yeah, yeah. I really like it just because I like that deep green. Yeah, it's like a Rolex green. But
we have some Golf at the store too.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, this is the Golf. Yeah, this is so cool, man.
Yeah,
I might be able to order some actually.
Yeah,
I should get some from the store.
Nice. Yeah, I specifically got this one because in the middle it has like a roll.
Should make my own brand too.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah,
that would be the future. The future of the channel. Once I can put my link and everything, I might do my own branding too. I don't know. Let's see. I mean, I love the industry, man. I really like the stuff. I'm around this stuff every day. Maybe I should actually go into it. I've been thinking about it though. I don't know if I told you last time.
Yeah. No, for sure.
But I want to make sure the quality is great. I don't want to sell something that I don't prove.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, for example, most of us. Travel, we do things with our watch. So this is the center part of it. So this is cool because all the extra links that come in from this, I just have them in here.
Oh.
So it's very convenient to have her. Like when we travel, we put our wedding bands in there and we just travel. No, but you should, man. I mean, like a nice travel case, something that maybe isn't as obvious as this, a little bit smaller, more discreet.
Double use.
Yeah, exactly.
It's for jewelry and watches.
Yeah, jewelry and watches.
You have to just throw the stuff around.
Yeah.
Or this is so cool. I never thought about this.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna make it my own.
Yeah. There you go, man. Yeah, for sure. No, and then imagine having something like this, but within it will be like the kit to adjust the watch. If something happens to it, you pull it out. You carry your tools with you. If something happens.
Good idea. I'm gonna take that in consideration.
That'd be cool.
Nice. so cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me know what's the next one. Let me know when's the next watch.
Yeah, I really like the watch I really like too is a Wimbledon.
You're gonna wear the Batman? You're gonna wear that one today?
Work, I'll probably wear my background.
Oh yeah, I mean they're secure here, but I just want to keep it in here.
Yeah.
I can appreciate. What's this? It's a.
Oh, that's just a divider.
Watch guard.
Yeah. So that way they don't
scratch
each other. I don't know, man. Like, I know Datejust right now isn't too long of a wait. Just because I know, I mean, I'm sure in the coming future they're going to be a lot harder to get. But I don't know. I like a Wimbledon on a Jubilee. That would be really nice. Or a New Hope, man. Oh my God, New Hope.
New Hope is perfect.
If they release it. If not, then just another sub. But yeah, I don't know, man. Right now. Or even a Black Bay would be nice.
Black Bay are cool.
39.
I like the blue Bay. How it's called? I think it's called a Blue Bay. It's Black Bay, but it's the blue version.
Yeah. No, unfortunately my wrist is not.
Yeah, I was gonna say no. I can close it right.
Yeah. No, yeah. Then you just put them back in there. Yeah. I have to like force it shut.
That's the only bad thing about the thing in the middle because it doesn't.
It makes it a lot larger.
A lot larger, and it doesn't squeeze.
Yeah.
So kind of sucked.
But yeah.
You should think about that.
Yeah.
So, hi Doc, thank you very much for. I think we should leave here. What do you think?
Yeah.
We can continue. I mean, I can continue talking about this for hours and hours.
If I didn't have to work in like an hour or like an hour and a half.
You said you have to be there at 6.
At 7.
Oh, okay. I was like, it's 6. I mean, it's already 5:30.
No, I still have to go change. No, but if I didn't have to go to work, man, I could talk about this all day. Talk about different brands, design language, everything. I genuinely love this stuff.
Me too. I mean, that's perfect. I mean, and to be honest, I mean, this is kind of like the second time we do this type. I mean, we talk about this every day at the store. But we always talk about like we should just record this type of conversations that I think it's cool. I don't know why sometimes it's just. That we can match the times each other. You're working, me too. So I think I prefer to do this here in the studio or the house because I think it's much convenient than being at the store. I wouldn't feel too comfortable to be sitting around maybe 30 minutes an hour. Maybe customers comes in and I have to go back. I don't want to get in trouble either. So
for sure.
I think here is perfect. I mean, I'm still have to work on all this stuff, the background and stuff. So I'm gonna work on that too. Thank you for your presence. I appreciate it.
Of course, man.
It's been helping a lot. The lighting and all.
Yeah, of
now
course.
Now we're prepared. You're growing.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So, hopefully this is the first time of many times you come in.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'd love to come back and keep talking about it.
I mean, it's gonna be interesting once they release the new watches. We have more topics to talk about, everything like that. So let's see what's happening in the future. And for the people who doesn't know, like we have the Discord chat, we have the WhatsApp. Well, the WhatsApp I think is more local.
Yeah.
So like, if you want to join Discord, feel free to join. Right now it's free. The links are in the bottom. So thank you very much, Doctor, for coming.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
It was nice talk.
Yeah.
So nice watches too.
Thanks, man.
And thank you very much, man, for your time. Appreciate everything.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So.